Okay, today I'm going to discuss the materials I'm using. I'll talk about the brushes. There's two kind of brush I'm using: bristle, hog bristle, that sometimes they call it, and synthetic sable or synthetic nylon. Okay, let's talk about the two of them. Bristle are more hard, and the synthetic nylon or sable are more softer. The theory is that the harder the brush, it gives more push for the charcoal powder to attach to your paper or illustration board. So basically, the bristle is used for dark, shadow, and half tones. Now for the synthetic ones, it is used for your transition, for your middle tones, and for your light tones. So again, the nylons and the synthetic are used for the light tones, medium tones, and the transitions. Now for the bristle will be half tones, shadows, and the darks. And there's two types of bristle. One is the bright one, shorter one, and the longer one, flat. These are flats, okay? Flat one, longer one, and the bright is called, the shorter one is called bright. This is harder, this is hard. So basically, the harder bristle is used for the dark one. You have two darks and the darkest. So you're going to use this one. Now for this one, you can use on the dark one, the shadow, and half tones. Same true with the nylon one or the sable one. You have a long one. These are long, and the shorter one, the brights. Okay. Okay. Now there's different types. This is flat. This is called filbert. These are flats, and these are filberts. Okay. Normally, for flats is used. Let me separate that. Okay. Again, so you have filbert, the round one. You have flats. I think this is also filbert. These are filberts. These are flats. These are filberts, and these are flats. Okay. The use of the flats is if you want to do edging. Let me bring out my drawing here. Okay. So if I'm going to shade this one, I use flat. See, because it's flat, you can make a good line. If it's darker, then we'll use the bright one, the shorter one, because it gives you more pressure. So for this dark one, I use this one, and then for the half tones, then I use this one. Okay. Now the inside part, we're going to use filbert, like this one, because this one will give you lines, while the filbert one will give you softer edge. Okay. Now when we go inside the transition and the light, then we're going to use the nylon one. Okay. So this is the use of the nylons. So again, for the edge work, dark one, use the shorter one. And for the shadow, this shadow here, then use the long flats. Shadow there, shadow here. And then when you go inside, going to the light one, then you pick up your filbert, or if you want, you can use your flats. But be careful. The technique for the flats is to turn, instead of using like that, you turn your brush like this. Okay, because if you do that, there are going to be lines. Turn that one, going in. Okay. Now, the direction of the brush is very important. Okay. So, for example, let me get the filbert. See, this one is going inside. Okay, going down there and going up. See, same at this part. So you cannot do like this. You have to turn that on that direction. So this one here and this one there. Okay. So when you do this one, it should be that way. And you do this one that way, and then you turn. Okay. So the direction is very important. Same true with this. And for that one, this direction, and that one also, because this one is going down and then going up. So you have to do that way, and then you turn. Okay. Now same true with this. You have to do that way. That's very important. I'm going to explain that on the next video. But at least you know what's the use of the nylons. Okay, so nylons is for lighter shades. Flats, bristle is for the darker. Now, the more transition you have, the better. For example, you have the light one, then you have the medium one, and then you have the transition. So you already have 3. Then you go to your halftones, and then there's also a transition from halftones going to your dark shadow, and the shadow also are divided. You can have dark shadow and medium shadow. From there, you also have dark and the darkest. Okay, so the more layer of tone or value you have, the better. When I say value, it will be the dark and the light. The higher the value, the lighter, and the lower the value is the darker. So that's very important. You really have to analyze the value of the drawing. This is darker, that one is lighter. So this one should be darker than this one, because the light is on top. So this, I have to adjust this one. Okay. So again, it's very important when you shade. For this one, I have to shade this area. Okay, because this is deep going up there. Okay, and then I will turn and shade this one. Okay, again, I'm going to discuss that on the next video. And doing the shadow, I will use the flat here, so I can do a good edge work. Okay, and maybe use the filbert going up. You can do that. Because filbert is a little round, so it's avoid for you to make lines. Okay. Again, you have filbert and you have flats, and then I also have smaller ones. Some are nylons. These are synthetic sable. Some are bristle also. Okay. I intentionally cut this one. It's a little bit longer, so I cut it. Same thing with this. I cut it. This one, no, I haven't cut it. That one I cut. See? And this is good. After I cut, I have to get a sandpaper and I I have to run the edge on the sandpaper. Okay, and this is good for edging, for the lines there. Okay, for the lines here. Okay, so just get different sizes, and while working you will know which one you're going to use. And this is flat. It's a good one for lighter one. See, I don't do like that for flat. I have to turn and then make some shading. Same too with this. Should be like that. Okay, again, I go to discuss that on the next video. So I have different kind of sizes of brush, so you have to check that and buy any brand. Normally my old ones are all Grumbacher. These are Grumbacher brush, and they are already like 30 years old, still working hard. See, this bristle. It's good for edge work, that side there. Okay, so these are my brushes. Okay, let me put that back. Okay, to summarize again, you have two kinds, bristle and synthetic nylon or synthetic sable. And synthetic are for lighter shades, bristle are for the darker shades. And I also use cotton to spread the black. Sometimes I have to spread. This is faster. And I also have this one. This is just for makeup. This is very good. Sometimes I did too dark, then you just run through and make it lighter a little bit. So this helps. And I also have cotton swab. Like you want to shade, you can use this for shading also. It helps. Okay. And then I also have this old pentel pen. This is good for lines. Those lines there, I use that. So if you have this kind of marker, and some of them are, these are compressed, I think compressed cotton. Some are plastic, don't use that. So this compressed cotton is good. Once you're not using it, take this out and open this one. There's a tube there for the ink to be placed. Take that one, and this one, this tip, just put in alcohol, so the old ink will be taken out and then dry and put it back. So this is handy. Okay, my charcoal are this one. See, this is charcoal stick compressed, but this is medium. I have also dark. Okay, I use mostly medium on all the shading, and then for the accent, if I want darker, then I use this one. These are also darker. Another stick I'm trying. I think I don't know the brand, but I know this is Conte Aparis. I forgot this brand. So what I do, I don't buy charcoal powder. I have a board here, and then just rub the charcoal there. Then you have a powder, and then use the brush. Use your brush, like this one, and then see. And then you put more pressure if it is dark. Okay. Again, this is the direction. Okay, because this one is going down, so it makes a big difference. Okay. So just buy some compressed charcoal stick, and this is round. And buy two, one soft and one medium. Okay, so soft is the darkest. Some artists, they just buy the dark one. I used to buy dark, but sometimes I like to make it a little lighter, and then use dark to accent some area, and I like it that way. Some artists, they don't like it. They just want high contrast. So and then I have kneaded eraser. I have the normal magic rub gum, and then I'm actually buying eraser on a mechanical pen. So at least it's good to have that. And I have different charcoal stick. I have soft, medium, and hard. And also I have a white charcoal there if I need that one. So these are all my materials. Okay, now for the paper, I haven't got a good quality paper yet. In Philippines, in Manila, we're using illustration board. We call that gray and white, because the back is gray, the front is white. It's a little smooth, but with texture. A little smooth, but with texture. Normally, some canson, they have a lot of texture, and I don't like it. Even this one, it's not so good. You really have to put more pressure, but still the charcoal powder doesn't stick too much, and I don't like the grip of the paper. So I'm still looking for a good quality paper. I already talked to some of the charcoal artists in Instagram, and they gave me some idea of paper they use. Yeah. So once I have that detail, I'll let you know on my next video. So at least you learn. Okay. So I'm working on this. There's a lot of things to do. I have to balance the value tone, and yes, it's hard. It's hard because I don't like the paper. Okay. Now for the layout, I still use grid. Okay. Normally in Philippines, we use opaque projector. But before that, you really have to learn how to draw. So I can lay out without the grid or projector, because I really learned how to draw using the sight. But to have a grid or projector makes your life easier. Why not? And then you have to retouch also, because that's why you need to learn how to draw. That's very important. And also there's a new app now. I forgot the name. I share to you next time. It's almost like an old technique using by old master. I forgot the name, but I'm going to share next time. Okay. So I have two projectors there, one small and one big. So for big layout, I just project the image on a flat wall, and then make sure it's all parallel, so it won't be distorted, and then I just trace it, so it's faster. So but if I'm lazy, I just use grid. You can still see the grid here. Okay, so I think that's all the tip I'm going to let you know for the materials. And before I tried to use charcoal powder, but I don't like it. It really doesn't stick too much on the paper. Some artists, they'll just do rendering of the charcoal and then they brush it. It's not that it's not good, but I prefer doing it this way, and then just run the compressed charcoal. So I have the powder there. Okay, that's dark one, and then this is the medium one for the normal shading. Okay, on the next video I'll teach you how to do it, how to do a different value tones, because when you start doing charcoal, value is very important. Value tone, dark, half tones, transitions, and light. So you really have to study that, because the face is not flat. Sorry, it's round. So working on the value will simulate the roundness of the paste. So it's very important. See? This side. Okay, it's going down there and going up here. That side also. Going down, going up. So you really have to learn that and the proper direction where you brush. So sometimes you have to flip this one. For example, I'm going to work this part. I just turn that around and then work this one. Okay, work that way. Okay, so the direction is very important. Okay, so that's it. To summarize, you only have two kind of brush: bristle or synthetic nylon or synthetic sable. For the synthetic will be used for lighter values, medium values, and the transitions. For the bristle will be the half tones, the shadow, and the dark and the darkest. And then you can use flat, very important for edge work. You have filbert, this filbert, and the brights one, the shorter flat are called the brights. This one, shorter. This is harder, so this is good for really darkest. You can push the powder into your paper. And some artists, they want round. Why not? Try round bristle or round synthetic. It's up to you. The important thing is you know where to use synthetic. Synthetic for lights, bristle are for dark. That's very important. Now for this one, you use the smaller one. And then for the lines there, I use the pentel pen. Or I use the smaller, see, I have small for the eyes. See, this is number 0, but this is synthetic, number 0. Okay, for that one, very important. And then once I'm almost done, then I use the medium charcoal to put some hair there. I don't know. Sometimes I just leave it like that, so more softer. And with this, I'm going to end the video. But again, to remind you to really get a good brush. If you can afford it, just buy 2. Start with just flat. Just buy 2 sizes of flat, maybe 2 in 6 or 2 in 4. Normally the good size is you have 0 and then 2, 4, and 6 for flat and filbert. Same through with nylons. Okay, 0, 2, 4, 6. So those are good size. I also have one big flat, and this is size 10 for background if I'm doing big, but I seldom use this one. Normally I use the small ones, size 8, and I like the filbert. This size, it's really good. I think this is 4. Yeah, it's good. I also like the small flat. So I have this one and slightly bigger. There you go. Okay. So those are materials I'm using. Some artists they use different, but for me that's it. But if I'm lazy to change brush, I can have flat all the way, one size. And then the technique is to avoid lines is to really turn the brush this way. So if you put that way, you're going to have lines. It's not good. Turn this way and then you have softer edge. So if you want, just buy flats. Then later on, add and buy some brushes like filbert. But important is you have bristle and nylon, because for nylon you cannot do dark tones because it's soft. See, it's really soft. Not unless you cut this one, cut it shorter, then it become bright and a little bit harder. Then you can use that. Like I think I have a smaller which I cut. Let me see. There you go. That one. This is nylon, but this is good for, yeah. That one there. That one there. That one there. Okay. Inside, it's good. Yeah. So you can start with flats. Don't use filbert, because for filbert it's very hard to make a line. Flat is really good. So sometimes I just use flat all the way, and some artists like that also. Okay, so watch out for the next video. I'm going to do sample to show you how I use the brush properly. The brush work is very important, so you can really good that effect of transition. See, it's from top going down there. I'll let you know. I'm going to do some sketches, and then I'll show you how I shade it, and also the proper use of the powder. Okay, so watch out for the next video. Thank you so much, and keep on creating.